And a three-point basket for Bobby Hunter, his third tonight, puts the Owls back up 9 at 62-53. Underneath, ball tipped. And Knights looking for a deflection. Instead, we'll have a timeout to sort it all out. 11:30 remaining in regulation. Score is Oregon Tech 62 and Warner Pacific 53 on Warner Pacific Knights Web Radio and Cascade Conference Television.
Studies show up to 25% of all low back pain is linked to sacroiliac or SI joint dysfunction. However, since SI joint dysfunction commonly mimics disc or low back pain, the diagnosis of SI joint disease is often overlooked. Dr. Ralph Rashbaum is an orthopedic spine surgeon and co-founder of the Texas Back Institute.
This SI joint is a significant cause of low back complaints, including pain and disability, and should be among the things spine surgeons evaluate in their patients. A differential diagnosis must be done to determine the source of pain. Is it from the spine, hip, or sacroiliac joint?
Dr. Rashbaum says once diagnostic tests confirm the SI joint is the cause of your symptoms, there are several treatment options available, including a new minimally invasive surgical procedure called the iFuse implant system from SI Bone. For the first time, surgeons can perform the SI joint fusion procedure with exact placement of 3 titanium implants through an incision measuring approximately 1 inch long. To learn more, visit si-bone.com.
Knights basketball continues with Jeremy Scott.
Hello,
on
and welcome.
Warner Pacific.
To begin, you are now live on air.
11:30 remaining here in regulation. It is 62-53. Warner Pacific and OIT. Owl basketball. Sentman in the right wing corner for the Owls. Now to Hunter between the rings. Bobby moves right, passes it into the hands of Gomez. Now Gomez moves inside, floats it up just outside the lane from the right elbow. No good. And the rebound and offensive by Oregon Tech keeps it in their end of the court. Now on top, it's Gomez. Knights tip it, and Gaines saves it in play to Stephen Harris. Gaines hitting outside to make sure that it's got saved in play, and he straddled the line to do so. Over on the right wing, Harris now give to Sharp. 62-53 our score. Diego Harahome, top of the lane, will move by Sentman, take it all the way to the rim, but it rolled off.
See, right now, I think that the Knights are doing a little bit too much. Some guys are doing things out of character. When you have a mismatch like 5'8", Bobby Hunter guarding Sean Gaines, you got to get him the ball.
Well, a timeout now called by Warner Pacific, I believe, with 10:26 remaining. Check your Cascade Conference scoreboard. Southern Oregon leads Concordia 54-41, second half action with 13 minutes remaining. Eastern Oregon clobbering Evergreen State at home 59-27 with 17 minutes remaining. And that final score, Northwest beats College of Idaho 68-53. Knights make the drive north to take on Evergreen State and Northwest. Friday and Saturday action will be along for you, 7:30 or shortly thereafter, depending on the length of the women's game. Hope to have you with us for both of those ball games. Again, up north in Washington next weekend. After the inbound, it is Oregon Tech basketball. Around the ring, now it comes to Gomez, left wing. Now on top, Clark to Hunter, tipped away by Tiddell and stolen. 8th Warner Pacific steal, Tech's 11th turnover here in this ball game. Now Dane Johnson around a Gaines screen, finds Tiddell. Far corner three. Off the rim, no. Last touch, though, by Gomez of Oregon Tech. He doesn't believe it, but Harris pleading to the ref.
Gomez knows he's touched the ball, but, you got to put on the show for the fans and for your coach. But he touched the ball. It was obvious.
Gomez will sit and Fred Korpening back in. Shout out to Webster Moreland, former Knight from Germany. Wanted to have me say hello to him listening. It's 3:30 in the morning or something when he gets up to watch these games. Driving through the lane is Biniam Tiddell, and he's fouled by Gamblin with 9:49 remaining. 62-53.
From the beginning of the game, Tiddell has been pretty much unguardable. And I think that the Knights, in order to continue this comeback, they have to get the ball into the hands of guys that can score. He has a mismatch. I think he needs to be able to touch the basketball, at least have it in his hands every possession, and let him make the decision. Him and Stephen Harris have both been playing well tonight.
Free throw up and in for the Knights, 62-55 as the score is now. Knights within 7. Just got to continue to claw back and forth. And before you know it, maybe the Knights will find themselves all the way back into this contest. Oregon Tech basketball. Zerbach to Korpening at the foul line. Now back out on top. It's over on the right wing now where it's controlled. By the way, those free throws by Biniam Tadell, and he made them both, not Harris. Cross-court pass. Turnover, Oregon Tech, as they were trying to make a connection, but they threw it to their bench.
And nobody on the bench can score points for you.
They throw it to coaches sometimes, or players, or referees, I should say, and they can't stand in and score, even if you wanted them to. 9:17 remaining on the clock. Time crucial in this one. Will Sharp on the right wing. Now moves by Clark with a pretty move, but he couldn't finish. Had that one roll off the rim, did Will. So 62-55, Knights still down 7 with 9 minutes remaining. Underneath here is Gamblin, sent to the floor. Gaines nearly stomped on in the lane was Sean. The foul going to be whistled, an offensive on Jason Gamblin, his second, and that for the first time really draws some contention by Coach Danny Miles.
Sean Gaines has been trying to draw that charge all game long. I think from the very beginning of the game when they drew that charge on him, he's been determined to get a charge back. And so he's tried a couple of times and he finally got that call. Here on the offensive end, I look for Trayvon Bowie to finally get going. I think he's been shooting the ball pretty well, just hasn't been falling. I know he wants to hit this shot, get a shot going, and I believe it's going to happen to him at some point in this second half.
Oregon Tech made a substitution as Gomez sat. Top of the lane, here's Sharp through the traffic. It gets to Gaines for a foul line jumper. No. Rebound taken by Oregon Tech. Now across the timeline, here's Bobby Hunter. Hunter played by Trevon Bowie, right wing. Now to Zerbach. Swing it around to Gomez. It was actually Clark who sat out, so Gomez is still in there. Underneath, missed shot baseline, offensive rebound. Zerbach mad at something, maybe that the Knights just aren't giving up. And the foul is whistled on Warner Pacific. Sean Gaines, his fourth. Not aware that it is his fourth. Now he'll have to sit. And a 30-second timeout called by Oregon Tech with 8:20 remaining. Well, James, I guess you could say that the Knights show their heart with a big run to claw back into this one after being down by 20. When you look at how the Knights have dominated this second half, they have outscored Oregon Tech by the margin of 28. No, I got to get that right. By the margin of 21-8. 21-8. That's the margin that the Knights have outscored Oregon Tech here this second half.
Yeah, and again, you expend a lot of energy trying to catch up. That's why coaches and teams don't want to dig yourself in such a big hole. But now you have to dig deeper. You've dug deep to get back in, and now you have to dig deeper to actually overcome this obstacle that you put yourself in.
Off the inbound pass. We got a lane violation. Too many seconds was Gomez hanging out in the lane.
Well, Bobby Hunter was trying to inbound the ball, and he sort of fell. And when he fell, he put the ball on the ground in play, and then he tried to stand back up and inbound it. You can't do that. You can't do that in any league.
Here's Biniam Tadell between the rings. Now to Harris, right of the lane. Picks up his dribble, goes back to Ben with 17 on the shot clock. Look inside. Instead, he'll move it out on the perimeter to Will Sharp. Sharp pick up the dribble. Look inside for Doug Thomas. Thomas with 9 in the left wing corner. Underneath to Trevon Bowie. Watches it get hit by a Tech player out of bounds, and Trevon careful not to touch it. So the Knights with just 5 seconds on the shot clock to get an inbound.
Yeah, and I'm sure they have a quick inbounds play. Every team has a couple of them. Let's see what they come up with.
Here's Will Sharp, going to hand it off to Ben Tadell, get it right back. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Ben, here's a three-point basket by Sharp. He was not aware, and Coach Valentine screaming at him that he had just 3 seconds. Will did not get the best option for the Knights on that play. 62-55. Down low it comes to Johnson. Hook one up, off the backboard, no. Rebound, Biniam Tedell, his 4th. Knights got to play their best basketball down the stretch to overcome the Owls, that's for sure. Left wing corner, Trevon Bowie now out front to Harris. Left elbow stands Tedell. Turn, face the basket, knocked it in. Key jumper for Ben Tedell with 21.
Yeah, nice shot, nice turnaround, squared him up, and just rolls up and shot right over the top of him. Again, he has to touch the ball in every possession.
Past half court, Hunter. Give it to Zerbach. Now a touch pass baseline. Here moves Gambler. Johnson with it. Off the feed from Korpening. Oregon Tech. That's just their 3rd made basket of this entire second half.
Well, when you have a big lead in the first half, you don't have to score so many in the second half.
7-point advantage for Oregon Tech Knight basketball. Ben Tedell working right wing. Now finds in the corner. Will Sharp. Cutting out front is Trevon Bowie. Instead it goes to Harris. Steven puts it on the floor. Now gives to Trevon. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Boy, he wants that 3, but he's well covered. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Will Sharp drives. Creates for himself, but the runner too short. Rebound Oregon Tech. Pull up 3. Bobby Hunter. Back iron. No. Rebound tipped. 2 Knights got a hand on it. Now a 3rd. It's taken by Harris. Harris with 6 boards. Sharp to move it ahead. 6 minutes remaining. Bounce it now to Tedell. Turn against Gomez. Fire it underneath, looking for Thomas. Cutting back door. It's deflected and taken by Oregon Tech. Knights just got too fancy there.
Yeah, and Tedell, he's got to be a little bit more selfish. You got it going. There's no need for you to keep holding the ball, looking to pass it. You got to get shots up.
Through traffic, Knights tip and steal. Warner Pacific's 9th steal. 15 turnovers, Oregon Tech. Sharp on the right wing. 27 seconds on the shot clock as he drives. Ben kind of sets a screen for Will, but he missed the baseline jumper. Rebound tipped by Zerbach out of bounds. Boy, the Knights being bailed out. Gamblin and Clark back in for Oregon Tech. Dane Johnson for Trevon Bowie for the Knights, and now a timeout, so everybody's coming in. With 5:32 remaining, it's 64-57 Oregon Tech. We're back after this on Warner Pacific Knights Web Radio and Cascade Conference Television.
WPCKnights.com is your one-stop shop for everything in Warner Pacific College athletics. Follow our teams on the courts, fields, and fairways. Learn about players and coaches. We have schedules, game recaps, bios, and special features. You can also listen and watch Knights games on our website. Plus, follow athletics real-time on Facebook and Twitter. You'll find everything Warner Pacific at WPCKnights.com.
I'm a champion, realize Shaq's mechanism. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hi, Shaquille O'Neal for Rad. This is not your normal PSA. Don't be stupid. Don't drink and drive. If you're gonna go out and have a good time, it's fine. But designate a driver to drive home. Let's stop the madness. Don't drink and drive.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Stream us online in many ways at WPCKnights.com. This is Warner Pacific Knights Web Radio.
Shooting percentages, Tech 54%, Knights 41. About to get re-inbounded here. It comes to Harris. He'll use backboard, then it's tipped in by Tedell. Oh, they're going to say that Stephen Harris tipped in his own miss. That looked like Ben got a hand on it, but better vision for the referees there as Harris now with 13 for Warner Pacific. 5-point ball game, 64-59 with 5 minutes remaining, just over. Clark open for a 3, Johnson up on him defensively. Now Hunter through the lane, finds top of the lane, Gomez, tip from behind, Will Sharp, but then the Knights can't tip it forward enough to him. It's taken by Gomez, and that's a heartbreaker because he nailed a 3 after the Knights thought they had momentum with a turnover coming up the floor.
Yeah, you can say that again. It was a straight heartbreaker. A good defensive play by Sharp. Didn't get it.
Harris strong to the basket. His third three-point play opportunity this second half. Stephen Harris playing big as the Knights knew they would need him to. Now with 15 as he heads to the line.
Yeah, he's a matchup problem for who's ever guarding him. And right now they have Kyle Gomez trying to guard him, and Kyle Gomez is just too little to guard Stephen Harris. And he's punishing him every time down the court.
Here's the free throw, up and good. Harris now with 16, and they'll stop action to wipe up the sweat. 67-62, a 5-point affair here with 4:44 remaining.
And this is one of those things where the Knights have to be able to just get over the hump. They keep cutting it close. They got to be able to get over the hump.
Coast to coast, Gomez blocked from behind, but then put back up and in by Gamblin. Knights blocked it well, but they didn't box out for the rebound. 69-62, Oregon Tech. Dane Johnson, right wing, go by Hunter. Now give it to Harris. Harris fake the three, drive into the lane. Now kick out Tiddell, three-point basket, back iron, no. Boy, Ben looked like that one was going to go down for him.
Yeah, it did.
Hunter in the front court, bounce it now to Gomez. 4 minutes remaining. Timeout called by Oregon Tech. Coach Danny Miles stops the clock with 24 seconds on the shot clock and 4:09 remaining. It's a full timeout, so let us break as well. With 4:09 remaining, 69-62 Oregon Tech on Warner Pacific Knights Web Radio and Cascade Conference Television.
There are more ways than ever to advertise your business, product, or service to Knights fans thanks to Knights 24/7. Invest in the growing fan base of college athletics and get your message out through unique advertising opportunities. Join the team and partner with Warner Pacific College Athletics today. Advertise with Knights 24/7. Email broadcast@warnerpacific.edu. Together we can be a winning team. Go Knights!
You wanna go? All of you who wanna go to college, wanna go? You best listen to this knowledge. Listen, you gotta be a go-getter, cause it's hard to get there. Get up in their face, get up in their space, so ask for help, and do not stop. Know how to go, that's it, let's rock.
That was Farnsworth Bentley with Wanna Go. For more college info, visit knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
Jeremy Scott is on the call. More Knights basketball on Warner Pacific Knights Web Radio.
And just about in crunch time, we are here with over 4 minutes remaining on the clock. Now it's just under 4 minutes remaining. 69-62 Oregon Tech with a 7-point advantage. Number 1 team in the country against your number 8 Knights. Boy, Gomez wanted to pull the trigger on a three, but the Knights had him well covered. Now a 35-footer for Hunter on the right wing. No. Tipping out the rebound, though, is Tech. Now a lob, more like a shot. Hunter looked for Gamblin underneath, but it went in.
Yeah, that's speed. Right there, Bobby Hunter showed off his speed. Loose ball, he comes up with it, gets right into the paint, shoots a floater for 2.
71-62, 9-point lead for Oregon Tech with 3.5 remaining. Gamblin all over Will Sharp, and the big guy going to be whistled for his 4th personal foul.
You know, it results in free throws right here, but I believe Coach Valentine would love to have more ball movement. And if you want to, again, if you're going to try to come back, you got to be able to create shots for your teammates. There was a lot of dribbling going on, but let's see if we can make these free throws and take these 2 points.
Foul shot up and good, 71-63. Zurbach back in for Gamblin, sitting with those 4 personal fouls. Put off his jersey is Trevon Bowie to check in. He'll be in now. Second foul shot up and in. And it'll be Dane Johnson, the one to sit. So Knights back within 7. They've got to value every possession, get a stop, and then score to bring it even closer. 3:20 now remaining. Tech basketball. Here's Clark across the timeline to Gomez. Back to Clark and to Hunter. Bounce it right elbow, Korpening. Now back out on the perimeter. As everybody touches it, Gomez to Korpening right wing. Now bounce it underneath. In place for the lay-in was Zurbach. Boy, Oregon Tech very patient, waited for that to materialize.
Yeah, again, and when you have the lead, you can be patient on offense. And that's exactly what they're doing. They got to make sure they keep executing.
Bounce to Trevon Bowie. Can he get started? Missed the baseline jumper. Rebound kept alive, but falling out of bounds was Zerbach. So it'll remain Warner Pacific ball with 2:38 remaining. 73-64. You kind of got the feeling that the wall's kind of closing in on the Knights here.
Yeah. And they have to score pretty much on every possession now.
Inbound, Will Sharp, right wing corner, now cuts baseline, triple team, looks to get rid of it, somehow gets it over the fingertip of an outstretched Alex Zerbach. Now Sharp goes to the ball and takes it from Ben Tedell and will set up the offense. Sharp spins around Hunter, gets free for a three, looked good but it won't stay. Finger to the eye by Gomez, and they say a foul on Doug Thomas as he got Gomez with a finger poke.
With the finger poke. And we know Doug Thomas doesn't agree with any calls that the referees make. But down there on the offensive end against William Sharp trying to create, but he's trying to create against the Owls' best defender, Bobby Hunter. I don't know if that's the mismatch I don't know if that's the matchup you want to try to exploit.
Inbound pass with 2:15 remaining. Hunter across the half-court line. Pick up his dribble, hand it off to Clark. Closing down 2 minutes now. Knights down by 9. Now to Gomez. He'll play catch with Clark. Now Hunter. OIT crowd coming alive here down the stretch. This will be a huge victory for them. Bobby Hunter. Left wing leans into a three. Knights tip, no foul call. Danny Miles living. Past the half-court line, Sharp. Out on the wing. Three for the Knights. Tadell. Oh, in and out, no good. Knights can't even tip it up. Rebound by Hunter. All the way to lay it up and in. Ball game.
Yeah, I hate to agree with you, but then, yeah, that might just be the nail, the proverbial nail.
Missed three way out front by Tadell, and a lay in the other direction. Out of control was Hunter. But a foul whistled on Biniam Tadell. Well, to put this in perspective, Oregon Tech doing to the Knights on their home floor what the Knights did to the Owls on their home floor. So, you know, let these teams meet in the Cascade Conference Tournament and settle it.
Exactly, because, you know, these guys, they had revenge on their mind ever since that loss. You can tell by the way they came out and played. You can even tell by the fact that they didn't win last night at Concordia. And now here they are with revenge on their mind, and they are taking it to the Knights.
First free throw good. Dane Johnson in, Will Sharp out. 76-64 as Bobby Hunter makes the foul shot. And now with 16 points, their leading scorer is Clark with 18. Second free throw made, 77-64 with a minute 15 remaining. Here comes Johnson up the court quickly. Lets the ball roll up to not waste precious time. Trevon Bowie cannot get another three to fall. He's 0 of 4 from distance. Offensive rebound, though, and Dane Johnson will launch a three in the far corner on the left wing. Back to 10, 77-67. Big block by Harris. Sent Zerbach to the floor and then helps him up.
That's the type of guy he is. He's going to work hard. He's going to give you all that he's got. He's going to knock you down. He's going to push you around, but then he'll turn around and help you back up. And if he has the opportunity to do it again, he'll knock you down again.
Zerbach to step to the line for Oregon Tech. 75% on the season from the free throw line. First one up and won't fall. So still 77-67. Next one from Zerbach. Missed them both. Over the back, rebound by Clark. No call, under a minute now. It's about to be a ball game here. Gomez bounce it over to Clark. Clark lose it. On a deflection, goes into the backcourt. Brings it back over the line to Gomez. Gomez left wing. Knights double team. Now back to Clark, just past half court. 35 seconds as the bounce comes to Gomez. 10 seconds. Gomez on top, now a right elbow jumper. Back iron no, shot clock off, 26 seconds remaining. A foul on the rebound. Bobby Hunter comes up the floor, making all sorts of antics, not believing he was the one to foul, but that is number 4 on Hunter. And Oregon Tech over the limit, so 2 shots for Stephen Harris.
Yeah, Bobby Hunter thought he was able to sneak in there and get another offensive rebound, but the referee saw different, thought he grabbed Stephen Harris's arm. Here we are trying to make some pretty, no other way of saying it, but meaningless free throws.
Pointless. Harris 5 of 7 now from the free throw line this evening. Second one coming for Steve-O. Certainly can't say he didn't bring it tonight. And that one rims in. So Harris 1 out of 2, 77-69. I should say makes them both, 77-69, 21 seconds. And now a foul committed by Trevon Bowie. Also needless coming up the floor when this one's pretty much out of hand.
Well, the crowd brought it. You know, the crowd has been, the crowd has been rowdy from the beginning to the end. They still haven't given up on their players, on their team, which is always big, good to see.
Free throw by Gomez, up and in.
It was just too big of a hole for the Knights to climb out of. Really, they put themselves in a bad situation by the way they played in the first half.
17 seconds remaining. Here's Harris across the timeline. 9-point ball game. Now Gaines, a corner 3. Fell to the floor, and the rebound, Oregon Tech. They'll able to dribble out the final 9 seconds. And this is history because although the Knights didn't have a 65-game home winning streak, they were 10-0 on their home floor before tonight. And Oregon Tech beats them by the final score of 78-69. Warner Pacific falls to 11.